I need the options now. Support menu. Where are you at? Gameplay. Excuse me. Good. You'll hear the music a little bit. I need to concentrate in order to do this. And the gameplay might just be stuck to right here because and here's how my rant should go when it comes to Phantasy Star. The game has simply got old to me. It seemed like I had a pretty good beginning though. I played the game, managed to find a group of people, got into an alliance, we played a little bit, it was alright. The alliance got into some sort of drama or something like that that kind of killed it for me, badly. And everyone just kind of just stopped playing the game, so it was kind of unfortunate. Some of us was really hoping for Sia to really knock it out of the park, man. Like, really badly. But I tell you what, man. Whatever bad things I say about Kavaris, at least it had gimmicks. You know, it had gimmicks. Skateboard, little snowboarding thing might have been trash to some people, but at least it was a gimmick. At least it was optional in some scenarios. It's actually fun. Very fun. Throwing a little ball thing, that's fine too also. Nice and dandy. And then, and it's like, even the little ancients, as annoying as it was just previous bosses that we fought against in the past. And that's the main issue I had with the ancients. It was still fun if everyone getting together, a whole bunch of people, and fighting that boss, and getting those drops. That was a great feeling back then. I mean, I should have helped my friend a bit more, because I think she was stuck on doing those for a while. But she got two of the, those powerful weapons. But I was kind of worried about those weapons in the beginning, because, well, they're going to get outclassed. But now that this new 60% thing raising showing up, maybe the those weapons won't be so bad either too anymore. What are they called? The Kavaris weapons? I mean, I'm not going to start the game just to tell you about it, but not crystal weapons, even though crystal weapons were like the best weapons in the game, utility wise. Not having to switch to a maze, just getting MP after every kill, perfect. It just made a simple loop. It was like infinite ammo, basically. Greatest thing ever. And then Sia comes out, and then the disappointment. We got our 8-star weapons. I got to use my tickets to get those weapons that heal you during combat, but there wasn't any sort of 8-star armors. And I had 3 Mastery 4s on standby, waiting to use, but couldn't use them because, unfortunately, the game didn't provide the 8-star weapons. It couldn't provide that little bit of satisfaction. And by the time Sia came out, we played a little bit, the game died for the group. The group has just officially moved over to Ark, which in some cases could be a better game. Phantasy Star. Well, shit, the gameplay is giving you an idea of how it's going on. I can barely just play the game, you know? It's hard. Like, I boot into the game, I'm in a group of people, and I'm just like, ugh. All this waiting I have to do. All of it. And the whole battle power thing is so annoying, too, also. Of course, it's going to be hard for me to switch armors just to raise my battle power, because you provide us with these really powerful armor that's hitting red boxes that have Mastery 4s in it and stuff like that. You couldn't let that be the power level that reaches high enough and stuff like that. Like, guys, at one point, I get it. And then I wanted to fix this up because I just wanted to be a bouncer, because I'm going to probably be a loner for the most part, and I just need to have 2 separate weapons that hit 2 separate categories and stuff like that. Either magical downs or physical downs. That's what I figured. And then I go back and realize, oh no, I can't do that. Not without forking over some money. So I thought about making a second character. And then I kind of screwed them up because I made one stat too wrong or something like that. And I just don't feel like wasting the money to do that sort of thing. Like, the game has died for me so quickly. I haven't tried going on a different ship with people on Discord and stuff like that. I think they kind of died the game too also. It's just that Stia didn't deliver. You know? We had two... What was it? We had the... Whatchamacallit? The Gigas. The Roman Gigas. Purple monsters and stuff like that. And it just hit really hard. But the same thing we've always been fighting. There was this battle area that we were at one time. That seemed interesting. I mean, is that still a thing? I think I only did it once, by the way. Only once. And while I'm kind of bummed that I don't have the seasonal point thing, it's just like, I don't know, man. I just can't. It's just so infuriating. It is. And I gotta change this character's style, too, also. This was used to be just a joke character, but this is a character I had. Oh, and you see in the other one, I had about 500 hours on the game, too, also. Like, after the 500 hours mark is just... that's about it. I thought I have more. Probably it's 500, too, also. I mean, that's close to, I mean, usually I think it maxed out by now. I mean, I was playing it hardcore. It's just the dead period was, oh, let me raise these character classes up a bit because I gotta get ready for the Stia region and being prepared for those changes and stuff like that. But little did I know that making those changes was irritating. Well, actually I take that back. It wasn't that bad. It really was just using the special armor that Zima girl it gives you, and that basically boosts your power up quite a bit. Like, if you didn't worry about getting hit too much, you were just doing a high amount of damage, and you kind of sort of didn't want to work with any other armors. You didn't want to make your own armor at all, period. You did not want to do it. Ever. You just use those armors, upgrade, use those armors, buy stuff from the shop too. That's another thing. You just buy stuff at the shop. That stuff, farming stuff, is ridiculous. I think only suckers farm. Just you're playing just to earn money, just so you can buy the stuff in the shop and just get it over with already. That's how I feel it is the case is. Because the drop rate is so piss poor. Even with the boosters you had. And I had platinum. Well, not platinum, but I had a premium subscription one time. That cheap one, the first one you get, by the way. Just the cheap one. Could have bought a second subscription, but, shit, man. I think after that premium subscription, that was pretty much it, really. I was kind of playing out of obligation. And the extra little bonuses and stuff like that. But sorry, Phantasy Star. I mean, I wanted you to be the game that replaced Dragon Quest Heroes, which was a 6-year-old game and stuff like that. I wanted to be it. I had one chance to switch over to play base, because when I played the first level of base, I immediately knew it was a fantastic game. Without question. The beginning of base PSO beats the second PSO right out of the water. Immediate danger, immediate threats and stuff. You know, different environments. I mean, I know the both games have their environments, but like, I don't know, just one was just better than the other, honestly. It just felt different. Mags are back, pets are in base PSO, but hey, maybe it's not fair because the game had 10 years of development. Of course, it's going to be better. And New Genesis is still trying to reach those levels. I mean, we did get a new combat zone and stuff like that. But come on now. A combat zone. Like, what does the game need, honestly? It just needs to do what... It needs to do something better than what Kavaris did, right? That's what we think, right? You got, I know Alia's a whole town, let's see. What's the name of the first town? Ooh boy, I can't remember the name of those places. You got your first area. Because Alpha is the name of the entire world. C is a final place. Kavaris is a third. Ratim. And the bosses are named after these things too also. Let's see. Alio. Okay, yeah. Next Alio. That's how I can remember that. They're lucky I can remember all these maps, by the way, because of the boss's names as well. So Alio was an okay first place to go to. Just run around, get a little bit of water, a little bit of mining. I mean, you mine everywhere, but that was the first. It didn't have to have much. It had some underground sections with the water and waterfalls, and it was a beach stuff. I mean, I think all the places had the beaches, but let's be real here. It was cute. It didn't have to do that much. Just be able to walk around, see some dangerous threats and stuff like that. I mean, oddly enough, if you go to a place that had really, really high level enemies for some odd reason, a few barriers because you didn't reach your battle power, kept kept from the story and stuff like that. Sure, it was fine. Let's see. Next we have I think the only gimmick it really had was like those boosters, the one that raised you up in the air. I want to say that was the case, but I think that wasn't the case. Actually, I take it back. It does. Alio did have the those things. They had them in the first map. I can't remember. I'm not gonna remember the first battle area of the of that region because that's too much thinking. Then you go to Ratim. Something about Ratim was just great. I think it was just because they had a really good farm spot. Like, probably one of the better ones. It was nice, condensed. There was a little bit of platforming. Just a little bit of platforming. Nothing too major or anything like that. Just, you knew how to jump around, you were fine. Or if not, it wasn't the end of the world. A great place to, the first time you meet into those captains and get the masteries and stuff like that. Like, cool. I wanted me and my friends to abuse that too also. By making different rooms, fighting in there, calling for the captain, and just teleporting to that person's room and getting all the rewards. Never happened, unfortunately. We weren't that coordinated. I think that's all I kind of remember from Ratim, just getting to the supposed promised land of leveling up and grinding and getting money, or Ratim L Note, best place. You've seen the jokes on YouTube. Then we have Kavaris. I think it'll just be remembered primarily for its gimmicks, really. Halo being the first stage, Ratim being a great farming place after 65 and stuff. Kavaris for its silly gimmicks of throwing the ball and doing massive damage, and the snowboarding that may not have been lackluster to some people, but I'm just glad that it was there, honestly. And then of fighting the ancients in the cold place, having Pacific attributes and stuff in order to survive the cold, rigid air. Like, that's alright. That's what it'll be remembered for. What will still be remembered for? Let's see. Gigas. Just gigas and lava. And that's pretty much it. Giga. I mean, I didn't even mention Kavaris Ice, by the way. I mentioned cold air. It can actually kill you and freeze you. That's a threat. I mean, lava could burn you, but you can't just stay on fire or something. You touch it or something like that. It's not that bad. It's just a quick get in and get out type of scenario. No long-lasting burning effects if you stay in there. I guess they didn't want to make the fire too obnoxious and too dangerous and stuff like that. Like, fine, whatever, And I think that's it, really. I mean, there was like this one area that had this boss and stuff like that, and some of the tankier bosses taking a bit longer because in the beginning people didn't know how to kill it really fast. But now if I try to go into those little emergency zones, now people are getting the DPS they need because they're stronger than they used to be now. In the beginning it was just slow and stuff, slow and steady, not ever hitting that S rank, just A rank everything, A rank, A rank, A rank, A rank, A rank, A rank, A rank. That's what it was. And then now S rank, S rank, S rank, and S rank. Oh boy, oh boy. And that's pretty much it, really. Oh, and I guess I haven't forgot about the ball throwing mechanic too, but let's see, that's a repeat from Kavaris in all honesty. So, meh. Very meh. And yes, I do have all of my skill points, by the way. I've done all the little extra combat zones and stuff like that. Like, okay, Sure. Getting the skill points is all we did it for. Thank goodness Sega didn't make us have to complete it 100% like that. So thank you very much. Say about that. There's a couple of extra ones, and it's just like, well, there were some legendary weapons and stuff like that, but you know, stuff gets outclassed after a while, man. It does. People can sell the stuff about utility and stuff like that, but it's like, come on now. DPS is where it's at. At least with the other weapons that recover your life, that was great for mages, right? You could just keep blowing the skill that uses up your MP indefinitely because you keep getting your HP back and stuff. Like, that was a perfect game loop. I really should be a mage right now, but I just got tired of it because of all the switching I had to do and stuff. I just wanted something simple that could work and get the job done, and sure enough, what was the class called again? The Waker was the great class for it. It already had good range, hitting multiple targets, good close quarters combat stuff, an actual block button, a parry button, and, you know, and a hard-hitting attack if it blocks and parries enough times. Oh well. Great mechanic. Didn't think I needed any other class in all honesty until realizing I need more. I needed to be in a scenario where I can cause elemental down and physical downs because I can't seem to do that for some reason. After watching somebody's video and completely beat down some of the purple triggers and stuff like that. Oh, the purple triggers. I don't think I've ever completed a full purple trigger before. It's always just been the 4th and maybe the 5th. Like, certainly haven't done the Stia purple triggers, not all 5 of the bosses. Like, that's a lot of damage you're asking from somebody to do to complete. Like, give me a break. I mean, we still get rewards, I guess. Sure. There are some other dungeons, like the Geometric Tower. Let's see, there's another tower too also. But other than that, the game has just gotten older. I mean, I played the game for 500 hours. I played it the best I could possibly play it. I played it as a premium player to see what kind of experience I'll get there. But in all honesty, it's just like, eh. And I made a little bit of money behind the personal player shop, thinking about what people might need and stuff like that. And everyone's different, yada yada yada, that sort of stuff. And it's just like, whatever. And I think one of my friends actually spent money on the damn thing. I was like, no, thank you. Aside from that little money that I spent earlier to get that game one last try to hold me over into Stia. Well, actually, to carry over just a little bit into Stia, actually. I had about a week into Stia. It's like, sorry, game. I wanted to like you. I don't think even with a good clan, it could save you, honestly. Takes too long to get strong. I mean, I don't mind grinding. I mean, you see my hours. I don't mind the grind. I didn't even mind the idea of helping other people because I think that was the only really spark of joy that I had back there. Just helping someone else. I was already complete, but helping someone else get through the story as quickly as possible and stuff like that so they can face all new challenges, hit harder and stuff. Sure, they got all these questions and stuff like not sure what to do and stuff like that. I get it. You know, it's just not enough for me. It's just, no thank you. Well, I think 20 minutes is enough for a rant. Sorry, Jay, that I couldn't even justify you even to show off your gameplay at all. Because really, it's like it dies for me the second I even try to play the game. Just can't touch it. Oh well, the end. Thanks for stopping by.